What's up, everybody? Jacob here from TNS and Mr. Chitwood behind the camera.
Hello.
We are here at Agrifacture, USA. This is the farm, the facility, the manufacturing facility, or really the farm. I don't want to say manufacturing facility because the lion's mane mushroom that we offer is organically grown here. And we're here with the gentlemen who run this fine operation. They're going to take us through a tour of it and show us how it's done, how the lion's mane's grown, and just, learn a little bit more about it. Let's go. We will go in. I guess you can probably just keep this rolling on.
And so kind of start right here.
Yeah.
You'll see we have, in this building here, we bring in from our water treatment building up here, we bring in pure H2O, 0 parts per million. Everything's been purified.
Nice.
This tank will hold this building for about 2 days. And then on this backside, you'll see all this equipment and a lot of wires everywhere because it's a research facility. We're continually changing things.
Right. And you guys are you guys pretty much only growing different types of mycelium here? Or?
We're doing mushrooms from lion's mane. We've got chestnuts. We've got a little samples of reishi.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Apparently lion's mane can be cooked too, right?
It does, and there's some chefs like it because they like to cut it up and scallops.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So they do it
like kind of texture to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's one of the things that they do. And a lot of chefs. Especially Shine over there.
That's cool.
And then and the chestnuts, they love the chestnuts. It's got that. A lot of these control panels. Notice here, each one of these is like an IP address, and I'll show you upstairs where it ties back into control modules. That's tied back to the system. It's tied back and operated by the AI. The AI controls everything and watches everything. So,
okay.
This is one of my latest designs, which is a fogging unit. If let's see, not this because I'll use level 1. You'll see the fogger itself is right here. It's a 12-head fogger.
Okay.
But the design on this is bring in air out of this back hallway, which we have to filter and everything, but it's continue to filter. We filter everything. And then what it does is pushes air through a pipe, 3-inch pipe, into this tunnel. Where we're at right now, we're standing in the back hallway behind 7 20-foot shipping containers.
Okay.
So in a total controlled environmental agriculture, you have to operate in a tunnel. You can't operate in a big warehouse because I can't control the environment.
Right.
I have to control the environment in a smaller space.
Yes, sir.
So we create tunnels. And then on top of these 7 is another 7.
Wow.
So we've got 2 floors of tunnels. And then on the top floor, on the 3rd floor is where we built the operations deck.
Nice.
That's where people actually do things with the product.
Gotcha.
So you're either growing it, you're colonizing it on the 2nd, growing it on the 1st, and then working with it. Whether you're getting it ready, you're putting it in, or you're harvesting it. You're doing that on the 1st floor. So that's
awesome.
kind of a overview of it. Each one of these has its own recirc unit, so it's continually moving water through. Probably have one running down through here somewhere. One's operating right here.
Oh, sweet. That's cool. So how much, I guess, when we're growing mushrooms, or I guess harvesting or whatever it may be, how much water do they go through typically? Is there a certain amount that it needs?
Well, there's in the bag, a 10-pound bag, there's 6 pounds of water.
Okay.
And if you look on the backside here, the white bags down there are organic oat pellets, oats. And in the yellow buckets is organic soybean pellets. And then we have the hardwood pellets.
Okay.
Same pellets they use in pellet stones.
Gotcha. Nice.
And we do a mixture of 30% oats and 30% of soy and 20% oats and then 50% of the hardwood.
Nice. Is that your proprietary cocktail?
It's kind of where we got down to being, because we were trying to go to strictly oats, but it would work only certain cultivars, but I couldn't run it across the broad range. So what we started doing is testing, and we got it down to about a 20-30 mix.
Nice.
And it's not a precision thing, but if we get that in there, the oats gives it a nitrogen base that the soy doesn't have.
Understood.
So it's kind of
nice.
It does that little kick. So it allows us in our production of the mushrooms, it allows us to get above 100% bioefficiency.
Right.
We're running anywhere from 115 to 125. And
Nice.
in the mushroom world, everybody's out there happy if they get 75 and 80.
Right.
We, with our control system, we can squeeze that thing and push it.
Get as much out. Speaking mostly foreign to me right now, but I'm trying my best to decipher.
Right. These were the first three. This was my first prototype. You'll notice that there's no glass on this one.
Right.
I had to drill a hole because I couldn't tell if it was working or not. So I got 3 prototypes, and then the final design is over there.
That's super cool. Have you considered like patenting that or trademarking that for other grow ops? Maybe at some point.
I started doing the patents back in 2016, 2017, and the Chinese were building it before I could get the ink dried on the
Oh, gotcha.
And I just said, you know what?
Whatever. I like it.
It's a black box. It's a trade secret. But the way it's built, it's pretty straightforward, but there's a little piece in there that's the critical piece. Holds the level of the water just perfect.
I like it.
And it's adjustable.
That's super cool, man. I'm assuming you just have like you weld these or fabricate like the parts.
Yeah, we do all the welding here on site.
Nice.
And fabricate everything we need. We do, everything is pretty much we do on site.
Yeah, that's super cool. Respect.
You see the ladder going up?
Yes, sir.
That's a lift. We modified the ladder to build a dumbwaiter.
Oh,
carry the product to the 3rd floor.
Nice.
Because everything gets done on the 3rd floor. This is where it just comes in and just goes up on the 3rd floor.
I like it. Yeah, I was wondering what that was if we were going to have to climb the.
Yeah, a lot of testing stuff that's no longer used. Like I say, R&D facility is you run down rabbit holes, you put money into it, and you go, well, this is a dead end. You turn around and go back and start something else. This was some dead end stuff. So it's sitting here waiting on us to take it out. And do
nice. This is a hot water heater?
It was. So coming into here, this is the back of the 7th container on the 1st floor that we took. Instead of using it for growing, we modified it and made it into a walk-in cooler.
Okay.
All right. Now, the reason it's a walk-in cooler here is because off the harvest area, we built another dumbwaiter to bring the harvest product down to here and into the cooler.
Very nice.
So everything rolls in a circle.
Very nice.
You try not to cross yourself up or going across anybody. You're always rolling, start at one end and go to the other, and then keep the loop going. Watch your head here. We're going to walk through here. We have a walk-in cooler, but most of the time we've never used it maybe for a couple hours at any time, because the whole concept of what we do is we grow it, we harvest today, and we deliver it today.
I love it.
So it's in and out. If we're taking it off the block, we're putting it in a box and we're delivering it, whether it's going to Greenville area or going to Asheville.
Right.
And this is kind of give you a reference point. Right.
No, I just think this is super cool. Yes, sir.
Because everybody, when we start walking through this building, everybody's going, well, where are we?
Right. No, this is awesome. And this is all, I mean, you guys put this together pretty much.
We built it.
Yeah, that's so cool. This is legitimate. Now we're getting into the cool stuff, yeah.
See how our foggers work.
Yeah.
This tunnel here is growing lion's mane. And the fogger will stop here in a minute, and then you'll see how it clears it out in about less than a couple minutes.
Yeah.
You'll see these tubes here. We have HVAC unit out on the outside, feeds HVAC on the outer tubes, and then these are exhaust port tubes.
Very nice.
So we're continually to move air in and out of these tunnels every 10 to 15 minutes.
Love it.
So that we keep our oxygen levels up, our CO2, everything. So nothing gets over. I
don't mind. Can't hardly see, but.
Come on. There's
oh, wow. I've only seen like stock footage of it. So I've never actually seen it grown in person.
Well, these are 10-pound bags, and they'll open these up. And in fact, I saw some yesterday. They must have harvested yesterday. But, it was a huge clump. It looks like cauliflower.
That's super cool.
But
almost has like a hairy kind of look to it.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
So part of the, and you'll notice the lighting here is not, it's not as bright as it can be. The reason is lion's mane likes to be in a little bit more of a shadows.
Understood.
Not sunlight. And everybody goes, oh, wait, mushrooms, keep them in the dark, That's for the colonization. When the mycelium's spreading, when it's colonizing, when it's getting this white color, that's the colonization. That's when it's in the dark.
Understood.
When you open it up to start growing it, it has to have its day-night cycles.
Gotcha.
So we run 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Okay.
So the normal, the lights are on and everything's running 12 hours. Lion's mane likes 55 to 65 degrees.
Okay.
So it'll be a little cooler in this tunnel than it will be in the next tunnel over, which is oysters and chestnuts, because they like it a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
So, and again, that goes back to controlled environmental agriculture. If I'm going to grow a product and I got to control it, I can't control a 70,000 square foot well house at 22 feet.
Yes, sir.
I have to control where I'm at, and I have to control it at each level. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels here, which is a growing horizon. That's what they call it out there in the farming world. We're doing the back 40, except that we do a 40 at this level and the next level, level. In this container size, which is only 7.5 feet high, we can get 6 levels. In a container up to 10 feet, we can get 8 levels and have enough space for a automated machine to go underneath it, grab hold of it, and take it where it needs to go.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's the design moving forward.
That's awesome, man. So it's really cool to see how, technology forward you guys are here.
Forward.
Yeah.
Right now in this building, we move things a little bit by hand instead of mechanical, but everything is designed and positioned for the future where we could do that.
Yeah. Here's something clicked on there.
Yeah. Fogger's going off, tunnel's starting to clear, and the exhaust ports are pulling.
That's awesome. Have it, so systemized.
And of course, we got the cameras in here, so Marla can keep an eye on everything. She's probably watching us now.
Oh, really? Yeah. She up on level 3?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no. Oh, so remotely. There you go.
Yeah. We do oxygen sensors, CO2 sensors, humidity, temperatures, everything. There's probably between 15 and 20 sensors in each tunnel.
Wow. Yeah, it's going pretty expeditiously there.
We've tried different ways on this. Curtains seem to be the best way because we can pull them down, wash them, clean them, sterilize them, and then and every week they sterilize each tunnel.
I love it.
And that was another reason why we pulled a lot of stuff out. A lot of the fogging, we used to have tanks in here. There'd be a tank on each side and multiple heads and everything else to try to get the humidity right. And then it was causing us so much problem with, we'd start getting molded. And so we pulled all that out and designed the fogger. And now I'm down to only a single unit as opposed to 6 units.
Right. Yeah.
Reduce the hardware, increase the productivity because I can actually push it down this 2.
I love it.
Yeah. Tunnel's not being used, but you see the lights are low because this is an additional lion's mane tunnel if we use it. But we can set any tunnel. What we do is say, we're putting this product in there, and then the program and the AI says, set these conditions.
Nice.
And it just goes and sets the conditions.
That's super cool.
So I give them the chance to clear out. It's a little brighter in here.
Yeah.
Oysters, they love sunlight.
Okay.
So you see all the lights. These are 65,000 K LEDs, which mimic sunlight, actually daylight.
I love it. It's beautiful. Nice. And is the majority, the majority of you guys' harvesting and where you're sending it to, is it restaurants right now or?
Restaurants, yeah. Primarily. We really had a lot of problem with distributors.
Understood.
Biggest problem with distributors is they, there's a middle guy and they like to shave a lot of money.
Yep.
We have to get, oysters, we have to get $10 a pound.
Yeah.
Because of all the costs and everything. And it's not just us, because I had the guys up from Darkspore the other day, yesterday, day before, whatever it was. And they're in the same position. But then you got the Chinese built a facility in Elliday, Georgia, and they're doing all the grunt work in China, shipping it to LJ, growing it there, and selling it at $5 a pound.
Wow.
So the distributors are going, it's $5 more in our pocket. But they want to talk to
They're making their margin.
And then some.
Yeah.
They're charging the same.
Yeah.
Here's some chestnuts. Marla's doing some experimenting here. She's redone some of them. They're getting ready to get fall again.
That's beautiful. That's super cool.
You notice the sticker on the bag? I look at it as food security and inventory control.
Nice. Is that like a USDA thing?
Well, USDA says we have to write it in a log. So what we do is the computer will print out everything that we do, and then we have to take that printout and then we have to write it in a log.
Understood.
So that the government is satisfied.
Uncle Sam gets there. They always do.
In order to have that certified organic,
Yep.
Yeah.
we have to prove it.
Yep. And I respect that.
The biggest problem we had was out of 65 pages of questions, we could answer about 4 of them. The rest of them were NA'd because it didn't apply to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't apply.
Right. Given the type of operation you're running.
This is the type of
We were doing some testing here on some strawberries.
Sweet.
Like I said, test it. Nah, it doesn't work. Nah, let's go
Yeah.
something else.
I love it.
And then these are all self-contained, so you've got a rack. Basically, it will move anywhere in the building. It's a double rack. I mean, it's together. But then it has its own lighting and everything.
Yeah. Keep it controlled. And,
Within the tunnel.
right.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So you notice the rails
Yes,
down
sir.
here. In our first warehouse, we had a tracked vehicle. It was a robot. And again, we're a research and development facility.
Uh-huh.
We wanted the robot to push and pull
Mhm.
the racks out of the tunnels. We're still working on that, right?
We know what it takes to do it. I just need a bigger facility and a chipper. Because, see, I won't go with containers the next time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pour concrete and open area, and then I'll put the walk-in cooler, the 4-inch styrofoam panels, the 4-foot panels. Just build the tunnels out panels.
Right.
And then my tunnel can be 10 foot wide, 10 foot high, 2 4-foot racks.
That's cool.
Put a embedded track sensor, and robotics moves it where it needs.
Yeah. Does the robot stay on a trail, like a tramway kind of thing? Or yeah.
It will.
Nice.
And it takes it up to the elevator. The elevator takes it up to the top floor, where operation decks will be always on the top floor.
Very nice.
The elevator here to get the racks and everything up and down on either floor. Come on in here, and I'm going to close this door.
Okay.
This is like a catacomb.
What's your tall self, bro? I think this is dope, though. Like,
So we're on the second floor right now, and currently on this facility, we're just using it to colonize. And I'll show you what's capable of these tunnels. This is an experimental tunnel. I'll put some different things in here. This is also the product just before it gets ground up into powder to go into your line. This is the
Nice.
process.
I love it.
And what we'll do is we'll process it, and then these are all the tracking codes for this bag of powder. So we vacuum seal it with oxygen remover and everything, so that this can hold like this until you say, "Hey, I need." See, that way I don't.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
We don't have a window that we're
True.
because I can store it. The way this is, based on all of our numbers, that's a 10-year story.
That's awesome.
So I can make the capsules anytime.
Yeah.
These will be ground up and then sealed. And
Is that the lion's mane itself? Or is that a cloth cover in it?
The nutritional benefit of it. You have to extract it.
Right.
And everybody's out there, oh, well, we just use hot water, or we use alcohol, or we do this or do that. Well, we did develop a proprietary method of doing it. And we do use alcohol. And we pressure cook it and extract it, and then we mix it up.
Very nice.
Potatoes.
Right.
And we spread it out, and you'll see it upstairs, and then we dehydrate it.
Gotcha.
Dehydrated. This is a result of the dehydration.
Very nice.
And then we put this in a grinder. And,
I love it.
Yeah. It's
super cool.
It's a pretty slick process, and
the testing, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And it's honestly it's a very unique talking point to my customers about the quality of it and how high the beta-glucan content is.
Yeah. We were pleased, but in the gut, I felt that we knew we'd be up there. I knew that we'd be up higher than most people because of the way we did it. And not count the fact that what we don't do, a lot of people out there, and especially in the supplements area, they put the substrate in with it. Yeah. So then they'll say, oh, well, it's some myceliums in the substrate. I'm like, yeah, but you got 4 pounds of hardwood and soy and oats in with that. Right. And then that's a mix, and that breaks it down. We do pure. You see that ball? That's all you get. That's it. It's the pure lion's mane no substrates, no additions, no.
Hell, honestly, we're the only lion's mane that I know of, or the one that you guys make that actually shows a beta glucan content anyway.
Yeah.
Any other one just says either lion's mane or lion's mane from fruiting body. There's no standardization.
Well, when they say fruiting body, that's the mycelium.
Understood. Okay.
And then what they do is they take that and they take part of this and they mix it together.
Gotcha. So it's a cheaper method of getting away with it.
Money for them.
Oh yeah.
It's just kind of running it through a little bit at a time based on the needs.
Yeah.
Because once we started really refining it down, you know how much we got to do up front.
Right.
There's no point, because what we did find out is, wait a minute, we don't have enough on the back end demand, and then it sets up here too long.
Right.
And what we found, the precision of what we need is no more than 4 weeks on oysters, no more than 3 to 4 weeks on lion's mane, and then get fruit.
Yeah.
And lion's mane takes about 3 weeks to fruit, but the oysters.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's out
pretty quick. Yeah.
So then we hold this level at about 72 degrees. You hear all the fans, air conditioned, and in the dark.
I love it. Justin's not coming. He just said he's been on the phone with the IRS for the last 4 hours.
Oh,
You sure you don't want me to hold it? Sure you don't want me to hold it?
I'm good, bro.
Okay.
I just wanted to be because it's loud in some place. Put it on my hat too.
True.
In the maze, you remember there's where we came in.
Yes, sir.
This is usually the main door everybody comes in.
Gotcha.
We have high-speed fiber coming into the farm. We run the whole building is wired for high speeds.
They run fiber up here?
Yeah, I'm sure.
$40,000. Yeah, they run.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I love it. I know. I was the first one. I was the first one in my neighborhood to actually get the fiber, and so they had to like make a petition to have them come and dig it up and put the line in.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Remember what it looked like on the back of the containers on the first floor?
Yes, sir.
All kinds of stuff and plugs and everything else. You'll see how sparse this is. There's not much up here because we hold that entire floor at 72 and we keep it pretty steady. The only reason we got these in, you got fans in the back of those units and this controls it. But again, you see the IP addresses.
Yep.
Everything, the whole building has been designed, built, and wired and plumbed. This is all radiant floor heating or radiant container heating. These, I don't know if you saw the tubes on the side of the containers. This goes down. I can control each container if I just need radiant heat. Wintertime, when we get down around 0.
Yeah.
The heating coil in the HVAC struggles a little bit. So I bring this on and it stabilizes.
Regulates it. Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
And that's where the computers and the AI and everything come in. So
Right.
It says, this is not doing it. Just pull this in. Do this, do that, adjust this. Give you an idea of what some of the controls are. Each one of these is a relay, capable of running 30 amps. So we're, pretty much run anything we want off of it. And each one of these is tied back to one of these.
One of the relays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each one has an
nice.
IP address, and then the computer controls that.
Wow.
And
So were in a previous life, were you a coder, programmer? Like what? Is this all self-taught? Because this is extremely impressive. I consider myself a techie, but I never dove into the realm of this type of.
You still got a security clearance.
Understood. Understood. Say less.
And all the systems I started up were computer systems and everything. Back when we were doing punch cards and 9-track.
Okay. That's awesome.
So yeah.
Just the well-rounded knowledge of not just mushrooms,
all
but
the process control systems, water systems, everything in nuke plants, and then I built restaurants for a while and designed energy management systems for our restaurants so that we could reduce our energy costs.
Love it.
The 2 boilers for the one boiler's for downstairs, those units down there. The other boiler's for up here to run the radiant heat. Another test piece down there that is no longer being used. It's research didn't work, abandoned.
So we have high efficiency particulate air. These are commercial air scrubbers.
Okay.
About every 100 feet.
Wow.
Cubic feet.
Yeah. So all the air in every hallway, all the air on the 3rd floor and even the 2nd floor.
Nice.
We keep everything clean.
Keep it sterile.
So once, we open a door and, once we close that door, 15 minutes later, everything's purified.
Right.
So Because part of that is we actually pull some air through this HEPA filter here, and we help push a little bit of outside air that's filtered.
Right.
When the bags are in colonization, they're sealed, but they have a 0.02 micron filter on them. So they'll expunge CO2 gases.
Wow.
But what you don't want, it also allows filtered air coming back in. But what you don't want is to get CO2 too high, and you don't want the O2 too high. So
right. You got to keep that balance.
Everything's a balance.
Yeah.
And we've learned that over 14 years of testing.
It's awesome.
We'll just head on up this way.
Thank you, sir.
Up the stairs, bathrooms. We designated the women's on the left because they made it all fancy, and the men on the right.
Okay.
But to get our organic certification, we had to put the little signs on.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that was a new standard.
Well, this used to be the control room until we turned the AI on.
Okay.
And it was no longer needed.
Yeah, no need for it.
Yeah.
Love the soundtrack there.
One of my operations guys was also a graphics designer, so he does all our labels and all the labels you see and everything.
Love it.
He does them and prints them out here. So it works.
You guys have a print system for that?
This printer right here.
Full color? Oh, an Epson. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I design all my own as well, and I'm looking if I want to make a few prototype labels instead of just ordering, because my minimums are usually 500 to 1,000 labels.
Yeah, and that's great for prototyping, and it does all the ones we need.
Yeah. So. All right, thanks, man. Thank you. I'd be lying if I said that AI didn't help me a lot with that one too. So.
I can understand that.
Yeah, Dolly 3. Did you see they announced Sora the other day, their new platform?
Oh, no.
It's video generation from prompt. It's hyper realistic. It's scary. Anyway, yeah.
So the lift from the first floor, that's where it brings it up here. We kind of store some up here. And hardwood goes in here. And then we take and do a rough mix, like I say, 20-30. 20 to 30% of the oats and soy in there. And then this gets augered over to there. Mm-hmm. Since when you're dealing with this stuff, it's kind of, we keep this isolated from the other side.
Understood.
Keep it down. And even at that, we still filter the air in here. We keep it air conditioned and all that.
Very nice.
And my son, before he went back to jail.
Been doing some exercise in here. Is he deployed? Or
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
right. Well, can't blame him. I don't know. I've never been, but.
So now we're going to move into the operational side.
Yeah.
It's
like coffee.
Damn bad. I love it. That's cool.
You'll see where they can glance at something up here. I got a TV down right now, but they can see what their humidity is in a tunnel, their temperatures are. They can see the cameras over here. But that's just a reference point. It's not for, if they really want to look at it, I'll show you.
Primarily Windows-based here, your stuff?
Most of it is, except for the AI and the database and everything else. And that's all Linux.
Yeah, I saw a Linux distro on the TV. I'm like, that looked like some kind of Ubuntu ripoff or something.
I'm trying to move everything I can away from Windows.
I get it. I just transitioned all of my fiance's family's computers over to Linux, just a Mint platform, just because, I don't know, Windows, as they get older, too, they just keep clicking on links that they shouldn't be. And Windows is too vulnerable.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
And I was just bitching about it.
Oh, yeah.
So the AI will run everything.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's here right now.
My operations guy, I don't know, deal with operations people.
No, not at a very small scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Operations people don't like to give up control.
Then I'm the operations guy. Then I get it.
So what we do is we set it so that they can make minor adjustments, and the AI won't let them go outside those range.
Understood.
And so they go, oh, well, I think we need to raise this up a little bit. And then they can raise it up, and then if it thinks it, no, it won't.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say they have their responsibilities taken care of.
Sorry, but we're human beings. That's just the way it is.
Exactly.
So they can go in, make adjustments, and I set the deltas so that they don't, because a lot of people, even at their house, they go, oh, well, I want the heat on, then I want the cool on, and I only want it 1 degree difference. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you tear up equipment that way.
That's true.
So the computer and that keeps controlling. Make sure that it can't go outside.
Yeah. I need one of those thermostats, too, that just auto-regulates it for me, because I'm bad about that. Yeah.
Unicorn bag. That's the 10-pound bag. What they'll do, and this is our bagging machine, you'll see the auger where it comes through and fills the hoppers here. You have the hardwood pellets here, you have the mix of the oats and the soys here. Right here is 3 pounds of water between these two valves. And when they push this one time, it will dispense 1 pound of this, 1 pound of this, and 3 pounds of water.
Okay.
And then they'll do it twice, and that'll get
it fills up the bag.
And then they'll just set it over here to the side. Take it a little bit, set it over to the side. Now, what we do on the water is you'll see some of the recirc lines and everything. We will bring the temperature of that water up to about 95 degrees.
Okay.
It'll break those pellets down faster.
Gotcha.
So it breaks it apart. Warm, good, almost hot water will break them apart real fast. And then they stick 15, 20 bags over here, and then they'll come back and they'll start shaking them up a little bit, mix them around a little bit, and then fold them over. And you see those pots out there? Now, a lot of mushroom growers do pasteurization.
Understood.
Pasteurization, they'll put them in drums, and they have to cook them for 12 to 24 hours. Pasteurization, because they're only bringing them up to about 180 degrees.
Right.
We put 4 bags in each one of those containers and put them on the stove that you saw next door here. And we take it up to 245 degrees at 15 pounds pressure for 2.5 hours.
Gotcha.
And then it sets till the next morning, cooling off.
Very nice.
So it brings it back down to temperature. When they open it up the next morning, they'll bring it in here, close the door. All the HEPA filters and everything are clearing this, purifying this air. And then they'll go into the hood. Under the hood is flow hood. They'll, and then the bag sealer. So they'll have, their mycelium, a lot of old style and like Dark Sport and a bunch of others, they use grain spawn. So they take a bag and rye grain, they put the mycelium in it, and they colonize it just like a regular bag.
Yeah.
And then they'll take that and use it to colonize a new bag. We don't.
Understood.
We do liquid mycelium. So they'll take a squeeze bottle, open up the bag, squeeze 10 cc's. No, excuse me. 1,500 cc's of mycelium into that bag, and then turn right around to seal the bag.
Nice.
And then they'll set it over here, and of course, and once they get a bunch of them over here, then they'll break that bag up while it's sealed and get that mycelium mixed in there, and then kind of pack the bag back so it looks like the bricks that you see.
Right.
And then they'll set it on a rack, the rack that's sitting in here, and they'll have scanned all the QR codes and everything, and it'll print out the labels for those bags.
I love it.
And once it's all done, that rack goes out, goes down the elevator, goes on the second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the kind of way. And then if it's oysters, 5 weeks later, it comes back up. They open the bag up, put a cut in it, and send it down the first floor. And 5 days later, we have a product.
Nice.
That's oysters. Now, lion's mane, 3 weeks, and then 3 weeks downstairs. But so we got 2 flow hoods in here, so 2 people can actually process what's coming out of here, whatever they need to do.
Very nice.
And then, tell you, once they're in, the 4 bags are in there, they'll come in here and they'll be on the stove for that time frame. We've got another one, we've got another flow hook in here in case they want to, because sometimes they're cooking not just, or they're processing not just the bags, but the liquid mycelium. Would you give me syringe out of that refrigerator? These are the bottles they'll use to...
Right.
This part that I'm going to show you here, and you can film it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But when we were building the facility, Dean's daughter was my operations COO. We buy these from a guy out of Florida. They do the lab work. It's called liquid fungi. And when it comes into here, the first thing we do is we process it in, put it in our system. So that's the start process. Well, when we started doing mushrooms 4 or 5 years ago, We were buying these for about $4 or $5 a piece, and we were getting one bag out of it. And so during our construction phase, Sarah, his daughter, she was kind of getting tired of being a construction worker. And I said, well, the little building down here, I said, that little building's your territory. I want this expanded.
Right.
Make this bigger.
Okay. Like basically get more out of it than, or help us. Yeah.
So here's what she did.
Wow. So is this all the mycelium? Like this?
Mycelium.
Okay. Wow.
Black reishi, Florida oysters.
Wow.
Each one of these has a little magnet at the bottom. So
Oh, like centrifuge it, kind of mix it up. It's cool. Looking for the psilocybin jar. I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
I had enough issues just getting the capsulization.
Oh, I can imagine.
It was all over me.
I can imagine, man.
I'm like, oh my God.
I told myself I'd have to make one joke while I'm at a mushroom farm. Something about psilocybin. But
no, I get them all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I made a post. I made a story yesterday on our social media, and I was like, what questions should I ask these gentlemen? And I got a very cryptic ...
Yeah.
You know what question?
Well, as we were driving up the gravel road, I was like, oh, they're back up in here.
Well, this is a lot. I mean, dude, this is an amazing operation. I expected much less showing up here. So like, you've built something incredible. I mean, you and your brother, the whole team. I'm very impressed. So.
Yeah, thank you. It's been 14 years of building.
It's amazing, man. Seriously.
And this is cutting edge. This is the new technology for vertical farming.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to get it out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's the key.
Mm-hmm.
So what she was able to do is come up with a solution. And I will tell you one of the ingredients. It's honey.
Okay.
And she takes a half-gallon jar and puts this level of water in it. And they cook it on the stove, just like those the bags, for 15 minutes.
Understood.
At 10 pounds pressure. And when it cools off, you'll see the injection port and the filter.
Okay.
So then they get 5 of these jars and one of those pressure cookers.
Understood.
And one of these syringes will inject 10 cc's in each one of these jars. So I get 5 jars from one syringe.
Amazing.
And then I get 15 bags.
Wow.
Out of each one of these jars.
Talk about scaling up your
making mycelium mead in here.
Yeah.
So 75 plus to 1.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So it changed the entire dynamics on the cost structure.
Mm-hmm. Love it, man.
And you'll see all kinds of the stuff we're testing, pyramiding with, different kinds,
Super cool. I'll tell you, you need to patent this entire building. Every single process that goes into this place.
Yes. Of course, printer here to print out all the labels and everything.
Okay. Yeah. Do the labels that you guys print your your QR codes on, are those ink printed, or are they like heat?
They're heat.
Okay. Yeah. That's what we use now for shipping. I didn't know if same thing.
Another harvesting, clean up everything. You'll see all these are silicone mats that go on those racks.
Understood. Love it.
So I've got a couple of small ones we did some initial testing with. Then we built the rack for that, bought 2 of those, and then we can do 68 pounds.
Wow.
You'll see, this is what I pulled out yesterday. So it's ready to go downstairs.
Heck yeah.
Or come back up here and this is my grinder. This will grind it up. But washer and dryer for, linens and all. This is
mushroom medley.
This is chestnuts that have been freeze dried. Would you like to sample?
Of course.
Thoughts? Freeze drying.
I mean, that's a mushroom. It is, for sure.
Yeah.
My expert analysis says that's a mushroom.
The educated tongue has spoken. Yeah. Freeze drying foods is getting really popular these days too.
The only problem is running that machine 24 hours.
Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of the kids younger than me it's getting popular to do it with like candy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you put Skittles in there and if we want to do it.
Candy.
I love it. That's awesome. I think that's what was growing yesterday.
Our next product.
What, Rishi? Possibly.
You have to grind it. You have to pull it out and you have to grind it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because it's hardwood.
Yeah. That's exactly what the gentleman from the mushroom store had on presentation. Yeah. It was a bag just like that, and it was like growing. He was talking about ways you can manipulate it to grow more in almost like a bonsai tree like thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
That's awesome, man.
So this is the harvest area. Again, you see all the computer system and everything.
Yeah.
So they'll come in, they'll scan the thing and put the weight on here, whether it's in a box or a container, and once it hits the number, it will print the labels out. The labels go on it and close it up.
Beautiful.
It goes into the box, and sometimes they'll go down that way, but most of the time they'll just haul it in a car.
Have you capsulated reishi yet?
No.
No? Gotcha.
I've been
hesitant on it.
not really sure, because what we did is we took some off like this and we put, and it didn't seem to change one bit.
Oh, it's still rock solid.
it was still looked and felt the same way that when it went in.
Okay.
And so I'm going to grind some up and see what happens.
A lot of interesting research coming out about
There's
reishi.
a lot on it. I don't know if I need to extract it.
Understood. Yeah.
If I do, then I want to extract it before I.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll pull it off of there, put it through our extraction process that we do with the lion's mane.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Kind of I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
I get it, man. Yeah. I mean, what kind of actives are we looking for in reishi? The same content?
I don't know. I know Glaxon, they list their the polysaccharide contents on their mushroom stuff.
Like
So
the sugar? Interesting stuff.
Does that lunar calendar have anything to do with when you grow or how you start growing stuff? I just spotted it and I was like, I gotta know. Especially since everything's done like indoors.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, the oyster mushrooms especially know when it's a full moon and they grow more slowly. They are sensitive, even though they're inside, they know kind of what's happening outside. So they grow more slowly. So I kind of have to know when.
Because honestly, I figured it probably did have, if you were growing it outside or something like that, then it would definitely have an impact. But I didn't know if just because you were doing it indoors that it would serve a purpose.
Mushrooms, and of course the mycelium, and if you see a lot of these videos on that, they talk about
Of course.
the ground, the forest.
There's truth to that.
You're talking to the mushrooms again.
No, I love it.
Well, all you have to do is listen. But they'll tell you, like, if they don't have enough fresh oxygen, you can just see it. They get leggy. They don't. So when you dial it in, they're just bigger and better and healthier.
Just like we have stuff ingrained in our DNA, I assume mushrooms, because we watched The Magical World of Fungi or whatever.
Fantastic fungi. Yeah. Well,
like,
we decided to
it's
watch
incredible.
that during our first and only experience with the other mushrooms.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, they're too smart. They're too good.
But I mean, I believe a lot of the information that people like Paul Stamets and even like further out like Terrence McKenna and a lot of his information, there is factual information behind a lot of it.
There is, and
I think the way it's presented though has been
and that's
You can
kind
make it
of.
magic or you can make it science. It's true either way.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is part of the reason we kind of moved with mushrooms is because once we started realizing how we figured if we could design a facility where we can have total control and we can,
True.
because growing a tomato, it's dumb. It's nothing to it whatsoever. So everything is designed, all the software, all the controls, the AI, and everything else is built and designed to grow one of the most difficult things to grow.
Right.
So I figured if we go with the hardest part and then back up, we can grow anything.
Yeah.
So you want to take one tunnel and say, hey, let's put strawberries in there. I just need to get the right meat.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm testing.
Yeah.
Once I have the medium, turn it on.
I guess you could create profiles with your AI to determine the type of food and it'll regulate to that, right?
And the beautiful part is with AI now, I can go and say, okay, if I wanted to grow the perfect, what kind of environment does it need?
Yeah.
And then verify.
Yes, that's me every time. Well, most of my AI work is just usually design related, but I'll be confident in one, and then I see that his hand's backwards last minute. And it's like,
Yeah, I'll do things like that.
Yeah.
too, and I'll-
now you're talking his language.
I'm a futures guy. I like futures.
I do, and I use
I understand.
spots.
Okay.
But the thing about that is you have to have enough knowledge to know. When
Yeah. That's a good point.
No, that's not right.